I'm Ryan and this is Colt, and we are going to talk to you about what it's like to own a Siberian Husky and if it is the right breed for you. As you can see, Siberian Huskies are gorgeous. Most of them you commonly see online have the black fur, the black and white, and the bright blue eyes. They also come in different colors such as red, brown, gray, all white, and you'll also see brown eyes too, along with the blue eyes. Colt is just over a year old, and he is such a good boy. I love him to death, and I would never trade him for anything. But he is very different from other dogs that I've had. My dad's side of the family has always had northern breeds. Huskies, has a Chow Chow Husky mix, so I knew what I was getting into when I got Colt. I knew he was going to be stubborn, I knew the amount of shedding I was going to have to deal with, and just all around craziness of owning a Husky. My mom, for instance, loves golden retrievers, and they're nice dogs. I loved our dog that we had. He was a great boy. Very easygoing, very easy to train, and, you know, listened really well. Well, Siberians are very intelligent and very stubborn, and they do learn, and they're so intelligent, but that stubbornness level depends on whether or not they want to listen to what you're saying. The Colt here knows all of his basic commands, and he is sitting very nicely for me. But there are times when we go outside that we'll be out there for a little while and we're ready to go in, and we try to get him to come in and he'll just ignore us. He knows what we want, but he'll turn his head away from us and he'll ignore us until he decides that he wants to come in. Same goes with the training. Like I said, he's very intelligent. He knows what we want him to do and he knows how to do it, but sometimes he just doesn't feel like doing it. And that's a very common trait for the Huskies. Another thing is they are huge runners and they need exercise. So it is very important that you're an active family and that you have time to have an active schedule with your Husky, because otherwise they can get into stuff they're not supposed to and start eating things and tearing up things because they're just so full of energy. And since Huskies are a working dog, they need that exercise, they need that time spent to go and get all that energy out. So we've had our times like life has just gotten caught up and everything's crazy and we just don't have time to go out for a walk or go to the dog park. And he definitely lets us know, like, hey guys, you know, this isn't right. You need to be taking me out, like either take me outside for a little while so I can run around, take me outside with my ball and we can play, but they need exercise and they need a lot of it. And some people aren't prepared for that when they get them. It's one of the big things that I think throws people off with Huskies is how much physical activity they need. And of course, the number one thing that you always see is the hair. They shed so much. I knew what I was getting into, and I knew about Huskies and how much hair there was. It still blows my mind. Like, we sweep our house every single day and it looks like we haven't swept in a week, but we do every day. So the hair is just constantly there, and you just have to clean your house every single day. And it's easier in the winter time. They don't shed as much as in the winter time, but still there's gonna be loads of hair. And it's just something you have to get used to and you have to accept with having this beautiful animal, is there's going to be lots of upkeep. Another thing that is very important, touching back on the exercise thing, Huskies do not do well off leash. They're very high prey and high energy dogs. So they can be easily distracted if they see something. Like Colt loves squirrels. If he sees a squirrel, he sometimes has a hard time listening to me. He has gotten better. Since we got him, we've been working with him and stuff. Sometimes he does still get distracted, and even if you have a very awesome, well-trained dog, sometimes they can get distracted still. They'll see something and they'll just be like, gone. and that's pretty much it. They are so fast. There's been a couple of times where Colt has managed to get out of his collar, or he's snuck out the door between our legs really quick and took off down the street, because you're so terrified that something's gonna happen, like somebody's gonna hit him, he's gonna go too far, I'm not gonna be able to catch him. But you're like dying and screaming inside as he thinks it's so hilarious that you're chasing him down the street. Just them, they love to run, and that's part of the reason why they have to have so much exercise. But that goes along with, you know, the running and everything. They are not well-known off-leash dogs. Like, go to the dog park, or you go to a regular park and you can see, you know, a lab or a golden retriever or similar type all-American dog breeds, and they'll be off-leash, they'll stay right next to their owner. You can't do that with Huskies. They just that high energy and high prey level, they can just get so distracted. One minute they're okay, and then they see something and they're gone. So most people don't recommend that you take your Huskies off leash. There are some people I know and some people that it have worked out for, but at the same time, you never know if there's going to be something that's going to catch their attention and they're going to try and take off. So we haven't tried off leash. We have looked into getting one of the longer, like 50-foot leads to try and work on commands and callbacks, but I don't think we'll ever trust him off leash in a non-fenced-in area, just because I don't want anything to happen to him, and I would like die if anything were to happen to him, if he were to get lost or hit by a car or somebody took him. And he's my child. He's a furry child, but he's my child, and I would be so lost without him. So definitely those are things to consider when getting a Husky. Like I said, very high energy, so much energy. You have to make sure that they're involved, but they're such awesome companions. They're gonna want to go with you places. They're gonna want to go on long hikes. You go, you know, kayaking or canoeing. You know, Colt and I are going to try that for the first time here soon to see how that works and if he's going to tip me out of the boat or not. But they love to go out and do stuff with you. Sometimes it can be a struggle if you live in hotter places. We live in Ohio, so we don't deal with too awful much hot weather except for in the summertime. But still, there's been a lot of times this month and in like July and August that it's just been too hot outside that we can't do anything, and it's awful and it's miserable for him and for us, because we know that he wants to do stuff, but we don't want to take him outside with the possibility of him getting overheated. Definitely something else to consider about getting a Husky. Think of your weather climate. If you're in a hot southern state that's more humid, you know, maybe not the best type of breed to have, though there are people who do and they make it work. There's just lots of obstacles with that, and you just have to make sure that you're careful and considerate of them and don't do anything that's going to hurt them. There is an owner I know that lives in Arizona, and she does have 6 Huskies, and they do well. Have a dog door, so the dogs can go in and out whenever they want, pretty much, and they do go outside even though it's hot. But the one thing about Arizona is it's a dry heat. There's not a lot of humidity, whereas in Ohio we have a lot of humidity, and it's very heavy, strong air. So he doesn't like it. We don't like it. He goes outside, he goes and does his business, and he's right back at the door like, all right, let me back in. Nice that it's setting into the autumn season now, so hopefully we can get into doing more stuff. We can go to more meets, because we're a part of a group on Facebook that has monthly meets and everything, and there's just been some stuff that we've had to miss out on, either with work schedules or just because the weather just isn't cooperating and it's way too hot. But hopefully as the weather gets cooler, we can go out and do more and have a tired Husky, because a happy Husky is a tired Husky. Every Husky owner will tell you. Other things to look forward to on our channel: we'll do more informational based videos like this. We'll do vlogs out at the park and fun adventures like that. We'll do some every once in a while daily vlogs of our lives and like what we do with Colt, and have some things with my fiance in them as well. As you can see, somebody's getting bored. So I think we'll go ahead and we'll wrap this up. Let me know if you have any other questions about Huskies and what they're like, and details about taking care of them. And hopefully you subscribe and stay tuned. Thanks. Bye-bye.